So, in this
Oh,
episode of Leadership English, I have a very special interview with one of Brazil's top architects and designers. So, Carla, could you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
oh, sure, sure. Well, first things, thank you, Tanya, for having me. It's a pleasure. Hi, guys. So, I'm Carla Bertuol. I'm an architect and interior designer. I'm from Brazil, and I have my own office with under 20 architects, so a pretty solid career. And now I just, at the moment, live an experience, so living abroad in Miami with my family. And I also have a son, a handsome, super cool kid. So all my life is about this, you know. Yeah, Tanya, it's about working, balancing working and family. And I love it.
I love that. And so, for you, even though your offices are in Brazil, I know you travel a lot for work to when you go to
Yes.
Milan Design Week, when you go to and
Mm-hmm.
really network globally. So,
Yeah.
how important would you say it is for your career to feel comfortable with English?
Oh, for me, it's huge. It's super important because I study English during the school as a teenager, and then with some private classes and this kind of things. But in the end, when I start this, spend more time in Miami, and I realize that, I don't have this rhythm, this fluence that I really need. So I just talk with a friend and find you.
Yay!
Yeah, and it's changed everything in
Oh, that
my
makes me so happy.
yeah, it's changed a lot because this experience in common day, ordinary day, school, everything I need manage in a common day. It's just show me that we need improve another points in my English. Is not about the basics because I have the basics. It's
You have
all
way more
about
than the basics. Yeah.
yeah, it's just about be myself and feel comfortable and feel confident, and it really brings me for this place, because yeah, your methodology is amazing, but in the end, what makes a lot of difference for me is because you are amazing human being.
Oh,
You
oh, thank
are
you.
super sensitive and empathetic and generous in the end, and it's changed everything because you really can put yourself in our shoes as a non-native speaker, so you understand us, and it's changed everything for me because you are so precisely when you give me insight. You are like that's it. and, and it's amazing, it's super fun. I have a lot
Oh,
of fun moments in the
lots of
end.
laughter.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, and actually that segues perfectly into, I
uh,
feel like for you, what I enjoyed the most and that I
uh,
I think you're now enjoying in Miami is
yeah.
your English was great. Like from a technical level, you could
Yeah.
pass any test.
Oh.
But you now seeing how you are so you, like you're funny
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're just,
super
you're
talkative.
so yeah, talkative and energetic. But I feel like when we first met, English
Yeah,
you was a little shyer, was a little more reserved because
yeah,
you're a perfectionist. Like we want to be good at what we do. So how would you say it feels? Because I feel like if somebody else is
yeah.
listening and they're like, I'm a perfectionist too, how do
No,
you
it's
feel
oh my
now that you
God.
are free?
No, oh, it's changed everything because in some point I think I'm the suffer this syndrome. What the name is, imposter syndrome, is that it?
Yeah, imposter syndrome.
Syndrome. So I'm
Mhm.
feeling this place because it's not me, and I just can. uh, print my personality in this new speaker, like an English speaker. So it's not me. That's it. I not never recognize me, and now I'm just really find my way, and it's amazing because in the end, I just understand that I love speaking English. I love learn everything about English,
I know
and
it's fun, right? Like
it's
once you're
fun, it's
free,
amazing, and it's yeah, now I'm completely free.
yeah.
But we help me a lot because these points that you talk about is precisely points that you show us as a student make a lot of difference in the end because no one's no, never a coach or teacher tell me about the difference of the culture. And that's
Mm,
it. Because, for example, as a Brazilian, we are super talkative, social, open people,
very open.
very open people. And
Hmm.
Americans is different. And you as American show me this other side that it is not about right and wrong, it's about differences. That's it. And but
Yeah.
we need know about this. We need know because sometimes you put yourself in some horrible situations because you just don't know. And yeah,
It can be really
that
awkward.
that happened.
Or even the thing that I think my favorite story of yours, the the
uh,
the culture, even the way we think about things, like for example, you had a
uh-huh.
traumatic experience with a child at the
Sure.
beach. T-
Oh yeah.
tell me a little bit about that because I feel like that really highlights the cultural part that we're talking about. So, what was
Yeah.
that experience for you?
When you, yes, that's it. Once you ask me about, oh, what's shocking you, what the most shocking you in this in living or staying in Miami, and I say, well, I just realize how Americans are super focused on your personal space. And I just don't
Mhm.
know nothing about this because we are not in like this, you know. Some this moment it's super funny because oh, I'm just at the beach with my son, and I realized that there are in front of us a family with a boy with the same age of my son, and I just come and say, "Do you want to play with my son?" Directly for the kid, and he looks for me and say, "No." And oh
Like, oh my god,
my God, I'm
rejected
just,
by a child.
oh my God, it's a kind of trauma for me. Oh, at the moment, it's just kill my confidence, and
Yes.
I might just think, oh my God, people don't understand my English. Oh my God, people don't understand me, and it's not about this. It's just about this space that people really respect. It's more reserved in the end. People in here's. Do you believe in that? Do you
Yeah.
understand this point?
No, I think that's totally true because the interesting thing is, I find Americans are very smiley. So I think we're very
Aha.
friendly, but we're not very
Oh
open.
no, yeah, it's not about you. It's not personal in the end. Nowadays I realize about that. It's not personal. It's not you. It's
But
just
it's
they don't
confusing.
or sometimes they prefer, stay in your time and don't share it. No, no
Well, we have
problem.
like several layers that we have to go through before we're open. But I feel like for a Brazilian, that's confusing because we're so smiley. And especially because the
Yeah,
way we greet, like, how are you? We don't mean it. We're just like, okay,
yeah,
bye. But for a Brazilian, I feel like what I admire is that Brazilians are so open. You're not necessarily
yeah,
smiley, but you just share about your personal life very quickly. And for an American,
yeah.
that's like,
That's it.
"Wh-
That's it.
why so many details?" So, like, it's an interesting
Yeah, and another
confusion.
point, for example, in Brazil, in here is not so common. People start a conversation with a stranger, and in Brazil, it's normal, like natural. Everybody made it. So in here, sometimes I see myself in this situation. For example, I start a conversation and I just realize the face of the other person, like, who are you? Why
Like,
you
do you know
tell me
me?
these things, you know? And that's insane because in another way, I just think, oh my God, what happened? People are judge me, or you know.
Well, and then it kills your confidence because you start
Kill my
doubting, was it
confidence,
my
and I may think,
English?
yeah, I really think it's about my English, or people don't understand me so well, or you know, so at these moments that you understand me, these points, and Carla, yeah, in here it's a little different, or this, it's amazing because make a lot of sense, and you can, you know, in the end, structure better our thoughts when you start a conversation or a meeting, or oh, I need send or deliver this message. Oh, and I
Mhm.
remember a good one that you tell me, of course, super gentle, but you say, Carla, Brazilians speak a lot. You don't, you know that Brazilians speak a lot. And, and
So much.
I will say, yeah, no, never. But in the end, you just tell me, Carla, please focus on the answer. Answer the question.
Well, because
Because
Brazilians go on a journey
yeah, it's a journey.
before
Our
the answer.
conversations, it's a kind of all of stuff together. Weather, kids, feelings, and in
All of it.
here, and sometimes you don't deliver the answer.
Which
And
then the
you
people
know,
look confused and you think
yeah,
it's your English, but
totally.
it's not. They just are confused about like, wait, what was the answer? Or like,
Yeah, yeah, and when I understand that difference, it's make a lot of difference, and I'm really can feel comfortable about English,
mhm.
because you know these situations, no one's never told them, and I never realized that in the end. It's funny, but in the end, that's it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really confusing if no one tells you. Oh, but you know what? I like that we did too. It was the rhythm. I feel like
Yeah,
it wasn't about, because like again, your English is so beautiful. It wasn't that much about the rhythm intonation. Something that's really interesting with
yeah,
Americans compared to Brazilians, it's the
yeah,
rhythm of the conversation.
yeah,
Brazilians will just talk, 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 talk until someone interrupts them.
yeah,
And Americans, they want to go back and forth. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to do it, otherwise they won't
Hmm. Yeah,
like.
that's it. And you need deliver the answer, and then, well,
Ask
yeah,
a
of course,
question.
breathe, and and you are keep focus on the conversation, and don't, you know, sometimes I'm lost in my thoughts, and and it's difficult in the end, but these points nowadays, it's helps me a lot in my ordinary day. If are simple situations, I just put, remember, oh, answer first, and then if people have time for this, and it's you know, the moment you keep your conversation.
Yeah.
So
I,
that's it.
and I hope once you know that, you take things less personally, because I think it can be hurtful if you
Yeah.
don't know. You're like, people, why are, like, why?
Sure, but
Yeah.
it's not, in the end, it's not this.
Yeah.
It's cultural in the end. Everybody have your time, or sometimes in the end, it's just a, well, have a straight schedule, or rush, or you know,
We're always going.
you really don't know. So
Yeah.
sometimes you are in a moment, and people are in another and don't have time for that. So no problem. So just
Yeah.
keep going, and that's it.
Just smile and keep walking. Oh, but you know what? Even
That's it.
even with like the child that we talked about
Oh,
on the beach. So
oh,
something that was interesting there, it was so hurtful, I'm sure, to have a kid tell you like
sure.
no. But what you didn't know, because I feel like in Brazil, especially with beach culture, and everyone's just really open with each other. Like
Sim,
for
yeah.
us growing up in the US as children, you're taught stranger danger.
Mm-hmm.
don't talk to strangers, say
Yeah, you
no,
tell me
walk
about this.
away.
Yeah, you totally. You tell me about this, and I really don't understand this concept. And
Yeah.
you explain me very good, and I say, oh yeah, make a lot of sense.
So then when you know that, you're like, oh, okay. So then you change, because like fluency, it's not like we talk about, it's not just the English, it's also how to feel, how to approach. Like
Hmm.
now you know, like, oh, kids are more comfortable if you approach the parent first, because we have that
Yeah,
ingrained like danger told to us from little.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
I
it just
agree
makes you
with you.
more like, oh, okay. It's not weird, it's just different. But
Yeah,
sometimes weird.
because it's exactly why I say it's about who are you?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me about this? You know, this is
Like
the
an invasion
point.
of
I don't
privacy.
know you. Yes, I don't know you, and how you tell me, invite me if I don't know you. So that's it.
And I
That's
think that
it.
that's so beautiful about Brazilians. Having worked with
Yeah.
a lot of Brazilians, I feel like I've come to appreciate
Mm.
how special that is.
Uh-huh.
That it's truly a culture that's so
Sure.
open and just like, yes, talk to me, hang out. Like I want to get to know you. I want you to know me. There's no
Yeah.
fear, I think, of sharing personal details. And I think that's beautiful.
Not at all in the end. And I believe it's amazing because, well, first point that people in Brazil are so helpful and
Hmm.
so generous in the end. So everyone talk and we really think how I can help you in any way, you know? So
Yeah,
it's a kind of um, yeah, I believe it's a beautiful thing of our people that
it is.
everybody it's not about we really don't think about the concept of
Boundaries.
where people boundaries or color or religion are like nothing. Everybody's the same, and we talk with in the same way with everybody. That's it. In the elevator, in the whatever. It's just talk, and it's a chatting. But that sometimes you deliver something good for that person that
How
changes
different is that in the
something
US?
and make a difference in your life. I don't know, sometimes it's
Yeah.
something easy for me, but it's not so easy for others. And in the end, we for me, Carla, I think that I just want to keep learning every single moment. So I love it. So I just think, oh, someone can learn, can teach me something. So that's it. I love this. You say in Brazil there are amazing word that's troca. That is this movement that you gave something and uh, take something
Oh, I love that.
for you. Yeah,
Like
it's a thing.
reciprocal, kind of mutually
Yeah,
beneficial.
yeah, mutual beneficial. It's good. Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
I love
So,
that. I like that you mentioned the elevator, because that was something that you and I talked about, the culture shock of
uh-huh.
elevator culture. Because do you remember when you
Oh
first
my
were in
God,
Miami,
that's
how weird you felt in
insane.
the elevator?
Even a good morning, please come in.
But I never thought about that before. Even with all of it, I'm like, oh, you know what? We are very quiet in elevators. And like we only
Oh,
say, like, if a person's
mm-hmm.
walking out, like, have a nice day, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and especially with headphones sometimes. And nowadays, I just looking for the face and no, that's not a good idea. I just stop and think. Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like, well, because I think that the etiquette is either, I feel like a lot of times in like corporate elevators, you just kind of, you're doing your thing. But we were
Yeah.
talking about like the condo and the apartments. I feel like for other people listening, the etiquette is just if you make eye contact, smile, nod, I usually, because I
Yeah,
like a little more interaction, when the person walks out or if I leave, I'm like, oh, have a good weekend or have a good week. But that's
yeah,
it.
that's it. That's it.
It's very
And
minimal.
yeah, because it's like nothing.
Yes. I
So,
never thought of the elevator as a conversation place until you
yeah,
mentioned it. I'm like, oh, that is cute. Okay.
because I really believe that nowadays the world is so, sometimes difficult in the end. And why you can just be gentle and a smile and like it's like nothing, but it's I don't know this word. Please help me.
Yeah.
It's not a feeling. It's you deliver
Connection.
a connection. Yeah, it's deliver a moment, a gentle moment like this.
I like that. From
Mhm.
gentle moments to hard work. Okay, so I
uh,
definitely want to hear about your journey. I mean, because I am a huge fan of your work.
oh,
As
thank
an
you so
architect, as a
much.
designer, I think you are
Mm.
one of the best. And so I'm really
Oh,
curious,
thank you.
how was that because being an architect and a designer is hard
Hmm.
enough as it is, but you're also a business owner
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
that's
juggling
it.
both.
Yeah.
So for you, when did you feel ready to start your own
Uh-huh.
company?
Well, I feel this like in my bones, every
Yeah.
single moment. I love this feeling of made deals, and presentations. I love this. I'm a talkative person, and I'm zero shy, and so this is me. So when I'm super young, well, probably 23, 22, I start my first company, my first office,
So
and
impressive.
yeah, and I just keep increase it and more, and I just realized that I'm so passionate for my job and everything, every detail that I made, that it's just push me all the time for these big situations, big projects, and another and another and another, and I just say yes, let's go. In the end, I love the challenge. I love challenge. So,
Well, because you have what
um,
three offices in Brazil in different cities, right?
yes, I have two offices in different cities, and it's it's 20 architects in my team,
So
and
when did you know you were ready to expand? Because managing a business is one thing. Managing a business with in two different cities and having to like
yeah.
that's a big growth.
Yeah, that's it. Because in the end, for example, I came from a state more in the middle of the country, and I just realized that it will be amazing to be in São Paulo. That is our main, most important city of the country,
Mhm.
because it's a kind of hub of innovation, connection, network, and this kind of things. So I just realized our need made it because it's create new connections for me, and
Mm.
that's happened. That's really happened, and it's amazing. Because, for example, sometimes you want to you want to choose a new technology for your project, but
Mhm.
we need to go to São Paulo and take this new technology. So why not have an office in São Paulo too? So that's it.
That's really cool. And
Yeah.
so I mean, I love like the business brain of yours and how you
Yeah.
think through that. Then for the design component, I'm
Hmm.
curious because you have a very distinct style. It's very
Yeah.
elegant, very
Oh,
I love
thank
your
you.
aesthetic.
Hmm.
How has that been for you as a designer, an architect? Have you always had a similar style? Has it evolved as trends evolve? Like what's your
Yeah,
creative process?
I think, for example, nowadays, of course, as a because architect is an art. So of course you need deliver a part of you, a part of your knowledge in your a huge part of your knowledge in your projects and your style. But in the end, I'm a kind of mix because I'm born and raised in Brazil, but in an Italian family. So I believe my background, like, for example, cozy, fresh
Mhm.
Brazilian aesthetic mix fitting very well with this elegance and you know
It's like organic elegance.
yeah, Italian, or, for example, it's
Yeah.
super elegant. So I have this in my aesthetic, and I really love this concept of a space is not for just a moment, it's like forever. And you need to be unique as the person that have it, you know. So nowadays I just realize that the professionals needs more and more listen your clients and understand your points and really create a home in the end, and not just, you know, like a showroom or something like this. You
Hmm.
need a personality, you need a, you know, something unique, exclusive.
Like
And
beautiful and livable.
yeah, that's it. Because in the end, I just love make the dream of a home come true. That's it. That's my job, and not, you know, just oh, make something great for me. No, it's not about me. It's about the
Mm.
client, you know. And sometimes people, other professionals don't understand very well this concept. And but for me, this is super important.
And so I love that you have a your I can tell like your focus is very much you have a very strong sense of style, but to
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to adapt to the client's desire.
sure. Yeah,
In
yeah,
terms of the aesthetic, where do you draw? Because I feel like for designers and architects, there's such a global network
yeah.
of
Sure,
inspiration
sure.
because you've got like Milan Design Week and you have some other
Yeah,
cities in the world that do expos. Where do you find you're most inspired? Is there a particular city that has like the I don't know that
yeah,
inspires you the most?
yeah. Nowadays, well, I can inspire myself in a lot of concepts and places and everything, but I, especially before the pandemic, I
Mhm.
feel the needs this natural contact. So nowadays in my project, I try a lot brings the nature for the project, you know, with plants, with
Oh,
natural wood, natural stones. So, you know, it's a kind of if you feel really into the natural. And I believe this aesthetic make a lot of
huh.
sense nowadays because
I didn't even think
you
about
know,
that.
big cities you go and you just feel so rushed and a lot of pressure. So when you stay when you come to home, you need feel like, you know, escape
An
something
oasis.
fresh. Yeah, something fresh, and it's a refuge in the end. It's a place for to feel cozy.
I love that. Huh. That does make sense because you do use, but I never thought of God. I mean, like your work is so fascinating to me because it's not just like
Yeah, you
architecture
can
is not just
inspire in
math.
a lot. Of course, city is amazing too, and I love, for example, my aesthetic is a contemporary design. I love
Mhm.
it, and I love everything is handmade or, you know, fatto a mano, super, you know, delicate. I love the details,
But it's
but
not cold. You bring a
yeah,
warmth to
I
all of the contemporary.
yes, we need this warm and cozy and that home that's really rug you. You know, this the feeling is this. Oh, I'm open my door and I feel like in a cocoon. You know, something. It's
Yeah,
a
it's like
place,
your safe place.
yeah, safe place, and have your smell, your things, your stuff, your everything. So I, as a professional, I can make it with texture, fabrics, you know, a lot of things, the perfect light. And
I love
that's
lighting.
it. Yeah, that's it in the end, because it needs to be as your owner, as your,
Mhm.
not something like general, common, ordinary.
Well, that reminded me of the going a little bit back to the language component. When you are traveling, I'm curious, is English the default language in all of
Yeah,
these like design expos?
yeah, that's it. Uh-huh. Yes.
Huh. Because I feel like something interesting that we worked on that I feel like a lot of people, whenever I get the question of
Yeah,
how fast can I be fluent? And I'm always like, it's not
yeah,
about knowing all of English. You just have to figure out what do you talk
yeah.
about? And I think something
Hmm.
interesting is talking about your work. Because for your work, it's really
Yeah,
about adjectives,
yeah,
descriptions.
yeah. And change a lot.
Mhm.
That's the point, because you have a lot of details involved that I'm just try every single day. I study a little bit, because there are another situation that, oh, I need this, I need that. For example, the part of the door that you use for open has a name.
Oh, yeah, like even
you
all the
know
little technical parts of your work, the doorknob and
yeah,
the
yeah.
screw.
Yeah, that's it. And so it's a lot of details and a specific vocabulary that you need, of course. But
Mhm.
in the end, when you talk more about concept is one way, but when you need this part, technical part, yeah, we need stuff.
Yeah. But I like what you did there because even sometimes a big part of feeling confident and feeling
Yeah,
comfortable, it's you have to be okay with not knowing everything and feeling
yeah,
like even what you said there, instead of saying, I don't know the word doorknob, you just said the thing to open the door. So the
that's
confidence of like, I
it.
just describe it if I don't know
Oh,
it, but don't because that's hard. Because especially I feel the same way. I feel like if I don't get something right, I fail. And it takes a
yeah,
lot for me to say, like, no, you're not
yeah.
failing. You're just having a conversation. You can like keep going. Um,
It's a kind of freedom for me because
yeah.
I just understand that I can't, yes, I don't need to be perfect in every single moment, because
Mhm.
I'm not a native speaker, so of course I don't know everything, and never will be as in Portuguese for me, but I'm just in the journey, and every single moment I'm really learn something, and that's amazing. That's amazing. This experience in Miami, it's
Yeah.
amazing, because this every single moment you try to catch something new, and that's amazing.
And you know what I think is interesting? Because I feel like as adults, we are, I think is a big debate on like who learns better, children or adults. But I think that
Uh-huh.
it's not so much a brain thing as a situational. And the reason
Yeah.
I bring that up is because how have you felt? Because I feel like your son has adapted so
Oh,
quickly.
my God, it's insane, time. It's insane. That's
So like
nuts.
how do you right? Because I feel like they're not their desire to have friends
Yeah.
overrides the self-consciousness of
Yeah.
language. And as adults, my
Mm-hmm.
self-consciousness of language overrides the
Yeah.
risk of talking to someone.
Yeah.
Has there been any inspiration? And I know your husband's really great with English.
Yeah.
Have they inspired anything in you in terms of enjoying this part of your
Yeah.
English
Well,
life?
yeah, I try a lot, but my son, it's super social as mom,
Mhm,
so you really don't have problem to make friends. It's in the end, it's something that I'm a little scared, because, well, everything is different in Brazil. We are, for example, you hug a lot, you touch a
mhm.
lot, you kiss a lot, everybody, it's
It's very
common,
physical.
it's a very physical thing, and that's in the when Giorgio is small and you come to US, you just say, don't touch, please, Giorgio, don't, stop, don't touch all the moment. Oh my God, I'm so afraid of this, because it's different, and in Brazil it's super common, and hug another, and I really remember, probably he's like I don't know, 2 years old, a baby, and
Mhm.
hug and come and hug and the playgrounds and say,
Oh.
no, don't do this. But nowadays is a kind of teenager, so it's for him, it's like, okay, mom, and a lot of friends at the school, and it's amazing because the most interesting thing is how rich this situation in Miami that you really can meet different cultures like entire of the world in here. and
Yes. Miami's
and
so
could
diverse.
you, yeah, so diverse. And so could you imagine how rich that's it for in a cultural way? So
Mhm.
you connect with a lot. Oh,
And it's so interesting that you should say that Miami is less or is less like physical because I think Miami's very physical because in terms of the way the US is, the South, like Texas to Florida, is a lot more like hugs and kisses than the rest of the US. And then
yeah,
Miami, because there's even more Hispanic culture there, I feel like
yeah.
that's probably the
Uh,
most touchy-feely. So it's interesting to see from the Brazilian perspective of like, that's nothing.
but it's not, no, it's just because we have this afraid of commit something that's
Oh,
not, no, is because the first impression, that's it, you don't know the people, and you need just uh, don't cross these lines until they allow it.
yeah, there's a good
So
expression, better
that's
safe than
it.
sorry.
Say again, please.
Better safe than sorry. So I'd
That's
rather be
it.
safe and cautious and not like cross the boundary and like make you uncomfortable than hug you and make you feel weird.
Yeah, yeah, then that's it.
Yeah.
But it's a amazing journey. It's amazing.
Well, to wrap up, I'm curious what your next, I guess, communication challenges. So now that you feel like you have fluency freedom, you're
Uh-huh.
experiencing this new like part of your life, you're growing your business. So what is your next challenge?
Well, my next challenge in English is because I'm just focused nowadays in create my a new business.
Mhm.
So I'm just studying a lot and focusing my business plan. That's a new one from Miami, and it's pushed me because I don't have a lot of this complex vocabulary, especially in this business way. That's
Mm,
not architecture or design, is business. So I
presentation,
yes, present,
negotiation.
yes, that's it. And there are a lot of situations that I really don't know. So
Mhm.
I'm just now focus on this and understand, of course, the market, but about the English, understand the sentences, the positions, that what is the best. So that's it.
Okay. And my challenge for you is
Yeah.
keep finding books to read for fun.
Oh, that's
It helps so much.
amazing.
When you read for fun
Yeah.
and you have the audiobook, you learn so much grammar and cultural context
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel like studying. Oh, I
Yeah,
have some
that's
recommendations. I'll text you later. I have some other good books.
that's it. That's it. Oh, please. Yes, please send me. And another point of your coaching that I love the program is about this. You every single meeting deliver me amazing content. So it is incredible because you are so, tuning in everything. My God, you know everything about everything. Oh, if you say book, if you say recipe, if you say this, that, you're deliver something amazing for me, and it's make a lot of difference because you just enjoy this moment of speak English and
Yes. When you don't make it
everything.
feel like school, It's so much better.
Yeah, because we are old for this, you know.
Yes. I don't want homework. I want to have something that like feels so
Please.
fun
Yeah,
that
we need this.
you
That's amazing, and it's changed the point of view for us. You know, it's not, oh, this is a tough thing to do. Oh no, this is boring. No, that's amazing.
fluency is fun. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for being on the podcast. I'm so excited to share your contact information. So if anybody wants to take a look at Carla's work or contact her for perhaps
Thank
a
you.
global project, I'll put that in the
Oh,
video notes.
amazing.
And I can't wait to see everyone next week for the next episode.